Hey guys, what's up? As you know, 1.8 is officially out, and they've already done the 1.8.1 update, which fixes the crashes or something from shift click for the chest. So I have started all over with a 1.8 world, and even when 1.8.1 came out, I started a fresh world. Um, that way it's generated like it's supposed to be for this current release. So this is my house that I built for now, and nothing big, very small compared to my castle in previous uh, updates back in 1.7 and 1.7.3. So um, for some reason I got fog on, but I don't know how to turn that off yet. So, because the F doesn't do like it's supposed to. So far, I have created a mushroom farm, and they are spreading. Um, I did one every block, and the red is spreading so far. I put one red there, and that one's spreading quite good. So, um, just enough light that comes down from here is enough, I guess, to make the mushroom spread. But the thing I'm most excited for is the new mob grinder that I have built. And I know you're thinking it already, and you're saying mob grinders are a pain in the butt now because of the Enderman. Well, um, if you're like me and you realize that the Enderman Pearl is pretty much pointless at this moment, so I've um, done a workaround with the basic 20 by 20 mob trap. You can kind of see it up there, and basically it's the same 2020 setup that I borrowed from somebody else's idea, and I've just made it to where it falls to the center, um, and it's only too high. I'm sure I already said that, but what this does is it prevents the Enderman from spawning, which is great. So um, I haven't recorded um, how many drops I get per hour. This is something that I just put here because I got what I was hoping to be a passive mob grinder or sky trap. The problem I'm having is I just can't get any animals to spawn, and it's driving me nuts. So I decided I'd create this little one, um, and by little, just a test strip of green grass while I'm over here to see if anything happens. Um, nice piece of gravel that's in a random area. But I'm gonna turn on my mob trap because right now I'm on peaceful, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So go to easy and see what happens. Put it on F3 so we see how much load. And this currently is about 3 layers. Ouch, just got hit. This is only 3 layers so far, and uh, topped out to about 30 in this area. And at first, when I had only about 2 levels, I'll stand over here, that way they can't hit me. But I had it to where It was just 2 levels, and at max I was getting, 6. And then after 6 would fall out, it would fall to 0. And I was thinking, crap, what the hell am I gonna do? Well, um, like I did in previous versions of Minecraft with my world, um, I went venturing to the underworld, and boy, did I pick a spot in the middle of the water. It wouldn't appear to be anything down there, but I found about 3 ravines that were fully dark and caves galore. It was ridiculous. And I'm telling you, I had to make a compass uh, just because these ravines would take me so far out that, you know, it just, I would end up being somewhere that I didn't know where I was. And so with the compass, I would find my way back. But I've got this thing pumping now to, get up to about 30, which is awesome because it's just dropping. And every single one of them die, which is great. Currently, there's 3 levels, and yes, I'm gonna continue to build downward. Just takes a long time. Um, Usually, I use single player commands, and I'll copy and paste, but because single player commands is not out yet or updated for the new version, I'm just kind of doing everything manual. So if you imagine, all this took quite a bit of time to get together. So, but I'm pretty happy with it. It drops a lot. Um, let's see, I'll empty out my inventory, and let's go pick up everything that's dropped. Okay, let's see. Oh, not bad. 60, 80, close to about 100 in, you know, what was that, 5-10 minutes. And as you see, the numbers are back up. I better back up here. The numbers are back up to, the 20s, 15. And what's great is these spiders. Usually the spiders get trapped and everything and keep everything else from falling through, but um, because I made the platform to where when they fall in the water, the um, the water is 2 blocks high or low, so they can't jump out of it. So um, you know, just a 2 block clearance from the bottom to the top is a perfect um, what's it called, setting for the mob trap. So really happy with it. As you can see, this thing is just dropping like crazy, and I've got to find out why the heck it's so dark. Well, no, why it's foggy. Pick all this up. So I think it's nighttime, so I'll go ahead and go to sleep. Alright. So this thing at maximum, I think when it's loaded, I'm gonna be pulling, several thousand items per hour, which is gonna be totally cool. Um, for now, this is basically, it's perfect. It's ideal for a single person because, I've already got almost a stack of everything except string. And that's great. You could do a lot with bones, bone meal, growing trees and stuff. I'm gonna figure out why. Maybe it's because I'm on tiny. There, far. Okay, no more fog. That's great. So I guess with the shorter distances, fewer fog. So, and I made this little minecart system so I don't have to track back and forth. Works great. I lit it up fully with candles or torches because um, before this, just with the red torches, the mobs would spawn, and it was kind of crazy going back and forth, and so decided to do it like this, and now, I've got it to where pretty much nothing spawns in the immediate area. Got a lot of things lit up, as you can see up there. I don't have everything lit up in a big radius yet, but the island over there I got lit up pretty good with torches. So got tons more that has dropped here. And I've already got all those, so we just won't really count those. So as you can see, this thing's pretty continuous. It really develops good. Great drop rates. Totally happy with this thing. I'm very, very upset that I can't get any passive mobs to spawn. And I've done reading to where they say, keep it to where the level is at either 26 blocks to the mid 30s, I've heard, and if you're near it, they'll spawn. And I've stood here for a while, and nothing happened. It's lit up there pretty good. I don't have it blocked in with block. I actually have it to where I have fence going around it. That way the full light gets in there. See, and it's glowstone at the top, so it goes glowstone, then the fencing, 2 high fencing, and then just the block, cobblestone, but that's at the level of the grass, so I don't know. If you look in there, I've got one to the highest level that I could, because my idea was to build to the top level and then build downward, and without getting anything to spawn, it's kind of pointless to have these. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I really don't. I just can't get passive mobs to spawn. So, and I've even gone online to the Minecraft forums and asked around and, well, looked around and try to go from what other people say has worked, and I know some people have a theory that anything within 150 blocks, if there's an area for a mob to spawn, that'll ruin your spawning potential for the trap. So, obviously, if that's the case, then this whole area, that island, if there's animals spawning there and they're spawning at the full rate, then I'm obviously not going to get nothing here, and that would make sense. But um, I thought something as simple as this, just a piece of grass would get them to spawn, and I don't want to cheat. I don't want to put a pig spawner that you can usually get in like creative mode, um, or too many items or something. But I don't know. So tons and tons of stuff here. My goodness. So yeah, great rates. And I'm really not even timing this, so I'm just gonna look at the video length when I'm done with this, and then you know um, do some division or multiplication to see how much I should expect in an hour. So I'd really be happy if I could get a passive mob spawner to spawn. I mean, that would be awesome. So if you guys have any ideas or tips or anything, that would be mostly helpful. Um, so for now, I just wanted to show you guys my progress on 1.8. I love this update. I love the Endermen. At first, they were pretty scary, but after I realized that, you could almost look at them directly in, you know, their body, and you won't have any problems. But as soon as you match eyes, you start shaking and, convulsing, and um, some funny things that I've seen was when I was down in a ravine. Um, what I was doing is I was on creative mode, so I couldn't die, and I had torches that I was lighting up the thing, and so every time I'd see a mob, I just walk past them, and so they'd follow me, and eventually what happened was a skeleton and an Enderman got into it because I think the Enderman was in the way, and the skeleton hit the Enderman, and so they went at it, and surprisingly, the Enderman won. So I'm definitely thinking that the Enderman is a lot stronger than all of these other mobs, but then again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, so yeah, this thing is just non-stop dropping, and I'm gonna continue to expand. By the time it gets down to this level, I will put in lava, and with the ladder, and make it to where um, because what's gonna happen is the fall's gonna get shorter, and so they're gonna start surviving the fall as I build lower. So I'll start putting in the lava part, and that'll kill them, and then there will be water underneath, and so the water will protect the loot. So pretty cool stuff. Go ahead and put this away. I'm gonna be excited when I can find out what we can do with rotten flesh, other than, well, I don't think you can do anything yet, but I could be wrong. But I do like the new animation on the chest. I think that's awesome. And, all the other cool things they added. The world is amazing. I've already done some walking around, and I love the new layout. You could find a lot more ponds and rivers and all that wonderful stuff. Alright, so let's see. Not sure if you can see what I'm looking at right now, but I've got a calculator, and I'm gonna 64 times 1, 2, 3, 4. times 4 equals plus 23 plus 59 plus 30 plus 53 plus 33 equals 454. So that's 454 items that have dropped since I started the mob grinder. So I'm going to write that down, and I will put the final calculation in the video description. So again, thanks for watching, and what's going on here? Thanks for watching. If you got any tips for me for the passive mob grinder, that would be cool. And I think what I'll do is I'll keep building this up, and um, I'll think about releasing it to you guys, and then I'm gonna start working on another mob grinder to see about making a mob grinder that is 3 high so the Endermen do spawn, but I gotta figure out how to make it to where the Enderman can't grab a block to mess it up. So, well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.